Good.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
Hey everybody, I'm Steph.
And you're watching Running Rampant live. This is episode 18.
18.
Right? 18 episodes.
18.
Are you kidding me? 18 episodes. This show, Running Rampant, takes you a little bit behind Rampant Design, which is us right here. We're the whole company. Talks a little bit about what it's like to run a small business. And then, of course, we take questions from you, our fine furry friends on the interwebs, and it happens live now. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Let me just check all the levels and make sure we're still good.
Just waiting on the boss.
Yep, that sounds good. We're good. Yay! No music. We're good.
Kevin P. McCullough says we have one sexy opening. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks.
So yeah, welcome to Running Rampant. We've been doing this show 17 other times, and it's with the exception of one or two other times, it's never been live before we switched to the live stream. Thanks to Rob Baynard, Dave Bolsuto, and George Kennedy. They all combined their powers to help us go online, and we're now, for the first time ever, simulcasting to both Facebook and YouTube. I'm watching it right here in front of me. Facebook's on my right, YouTube's on my left. It's pretty crazy. So that's
cool.
That's pretty much the biggest news out of our company this week, is that we've been just painstakingly working at live streaming.
It is very difficult to get all this live streaming stuff up.
There's not
running.
one resource.
No,
right?
there's not.
You have to tap pros. I mean, Rob Baynard's doing the Mr. Robot live stream. I mean, he's big time. So asking this guy for help is like, asking Dolly how to paint. It's like, well, it's just pretty amazing what these people are doing with live streaming, and we're just super grateful that it's working.
Yes,
right?
We're very happy, and we're going to actually do a tutorial on our entire setup. We've been getting tons and tons and tons of emails and comments and questions about how we're doing this, so we're going to actually take you step by step through. We don't have that ready today, but we are going to take you step by step through.
Well, we don't have it ready today because today would be the first time we've actually
done it. So we're going to get there,
yeah.
but we're going to take you through the setup from all of our different devices that we have in our room here, and we'll put some links in to our equipment, like our mics and our mixers and all that stuff, and the cables.
The iRig.
Yeah, the cables are the most important. You would think that would be like the easiest part, but it's actually the connections to all the
down
computers.
To one connection.
Yeah,
one
so
connection to rule them all.
We will have a tutorial for all of that because it is difficult. So we're happy to share that knowledge. So thank you for everybody for tuning in, and
we've got
welcome.
We've already got people on YouTube on the tubes, and we got people over here on Facebook. So hey everybody, and it's awesome. So what are we talking about this week?
So on today's episode, which is episode 18, yay, we're talking about hard work, automation, and scaling your business.
Boom.
So yeah, fun topics.
Yeah. So let's just do a quick housekeeping. What's new at Rampant other than this crazy live streaming, which has taken way more time, admittedly, than it should have, probably. I mean, it's been all day, all night, crashing, replacing machines. I mean, now that this thing is scaled, we started on a much smaller scale, and now we've got, dedicated equipment for YouTube and Facebook and... Sorry, my boss is telling me to kill audio. So, but this live stream thing has been one crazy ride.
It has been. It has been a learning process. We haven't got much done except the live stream stuff.
That is for sure. We
literally will sit down at 8 a.m. and then all of a sudden it's 11 p.m. and I'm like, have we had breakfast today?
Yeah, with the exception of answering the phone.
It's been doing this nonstop. We want to give the best broadcast that we can, and there's we've tried a lot of different softwares, and we think that we're happy and we're set.
Well,
for
we
now,
started with Blab, and that was pretty much a joke.
We did.
Blab was a nightmare.
It didn't work for us. There's a major delay, bad connectivity. If you went on, we had our live shows at 9 p.m. at night, and apparently that's when everybody had their live shows. So we were fighting the servers for that space, and people couldn't log in and to see the show. So it was a nightmare, actually.
Yeah, it
wasn't fun. It was always is it going to work tonight? So we had to get rid of that.
And I love figuring things out. I love all the tech behind this, and it's pretty amazing that in this day and age you can have a live television studio essentially in your home. That's pretty awesome, and you're interacting with your guests. Thanks. Julio says we can hear you fine, good quality. Thanks, Julio. And that's the thing. We can now do that, and that's pretty amazing. But I have to be honest with you, this was kind of a nightmarish path to get to where we are now.
It's been hard.
I mean, it's just Nothing works. Thank God for Amazon same day delivery, because a lot of this gear is not available locally. Like, Best Buy does not carry this stuff, and we don't have that I'm aware of. We have one professional store, and they said we can order that for you. Well, I can order as well. It's not a secret. So, but yeah, we're now officially up and running. Knock on wood, hoping that everything is going well. And so, yeah, all of our shows are live now. And we have George Kennedy on tomorrow night, which is going to be awesome. He's one of the people who helped us with live streaming, and he's a live streaming engineer, and he's amazing.
Yeah, so definitely tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern for that show. It'd be fun. Yeah. But let's talk about us.
Let's get to
our business.
Yeah, let's get to the topics at hand.
So our first topic today, hold on, let me, I have this all, so nice. I have this all pretty and stuff. So,
Paul Watkins says he got a YouTube notification and not a Facebook notification. Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal with Facebook happens to be. It's supposed to, if you like us on Facebook, Paul.
It says you're moving off camera.
Yeah, well.
So scooch towards me. I don't smell. I showered today.
Well, sort of. So is that better? I had to look over there. That's not live. Sean needs to lean to the right. He's moving off camera. I like being off camera, Kevin. I'm an off camera kind of guy. So yeah. All right. So let's talk.
We're talking hard work. And basically that there is no substitute for hard work, and there's no shortcut. There's no workaround. If you want something and you want to be successful, you're going to have to put the time in. That's just how it works.
So where this spawned from was every once in a while we'll get kind of a snarky message from somebody, and it might be coming from a place of not understanding where we're coming from, or they don't want to do the work themselves. I'm not entirely sure, but we got a comment the other day saying, you know what, you guys talk about working 100 hours a week. That's that's irresponsible. You're not working proper. And he, of course, ended the email with, I like to work smarter, not harder. And I appreciate it. I think people have warped that sentence, though. That phrase actually means do better work and work better. It doesn't necessarily mean work less. Now, if you're able to work more intelligently and then as a result you work less hours, that's fantastic. But when you're running a business and there's only 2 people, the hours always pile up. This is like having a toddler. It needs constant attention, or a campfire. You have to just keep stoking it. Don't put the toddler in the campfire, by the way. That's not what I'm talking about.
It's good life advice.
Yeah, just good advice for anybody. But the point is that you have to wear so many hats as an entrepreneur that time is your most valuable asset and your biggest enemy. So when somebody calls us up and say, I only work the 4-hour work week, whatever, that's fine. And if that works for you, congratulations. I know Forbes is doing all these articles about, I quit my 9-to-5 job and I work 4 hours a day and I'm now a trillionaire. Again, awesome. It's not practical, and it's less than 1% of the people are actually doing that. That's fine, but don't be afraid of hard work. I mean, it is hard work. If it was easy, we'd all do it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
This wire stream technician.
I'm putting up some things for our viewers. But yeah, just like this is hard work. I mean, we've been working so hard, and it has to get done. And the whole works harder, smarter, not harder is, it's sort of like, sometimes it feels like a slap. It doesn't come across the right way.
It's coming from that place of, well, you don't know what you're doing, and that's fine. We never once admitted that we knew what we were doing. I mean,
no, literally every day is just a new thing, and we just try to tackle it as it comes.
So we're just being honest and sharing our lives with everybody because we love our fans and our friends and our customers. And for whatever reason, when we first started the show, people thought we were a big company. We get these phone calls. We're like, oh, I talked to this girl the other day, and stuff's like, that was me. And no. So who does all your web marketing? That's us. It's all these questions like, you must be a big company. It's like, no, this is it. All the web pages, the shows, everything, the marketing, the promos, the customer service. That's actually mostly her. It's kind of rough when people come at you and say you need to learn how to work hard or work smarter and not harder. And that kind of leads into automation, right?
Right.
We do rely on some automation. Is it time to move? Do you have anything else to say about hard work?
No, just work hard. If you want,
there's nothing wrong with hard work.
There's, I just think you have to put the time in to get the results that you want. It's like anything, working out, anything. It all takes time and it all takes hard work. So work hard. Don't expect things just to come to you because it's not going to happen. And
No.
yes, that leads us into automation.
And Paul says no baby in the fire. That's always
don't
good
put
advice.
any babies in the fire. Please.
No babies in
We
fires.
don't really want to hear anything.
No baby barbecue. So that talks about automation. So when we try to work smarter, there are some tasks in our lives here at Rampant that we can automate. There are some tasks we will never automate. We have friends who are also entrepreneurs who tell us to outsource our customer service. That's very dangerous. First of all, you need to find someone who has a full and complete understanding of your entire product library and how to use it and how to use that in every single editing and compositing app. So right off the bat, you're not going to find that pretty much anywhere. Secondly, it's very important that the person who's answering the phone has a vested interest in your customers. The reason why Stefanie handles the conversations on the phone is because she is Rampant. And we truly care about our customers and our fans. We just got a call today from somebody who said that they were searching on how to use a competitor's product and found a tutorial of ours that helped them learn their competitor's product.
Yep.
Sucks for us, but it's really good for you, and that's what we're all about. We're not here to just grind money out of people. That's crazy,
Right.
So some automation is good, some automation is bad. And for those of you who are in the audience right now, why don't you tell us if you try to automate anything and how you feel? We definitely automate our tweets and our Facebook posts.
We automate anything that doesn't make us look fake.
Yeah.
So if it's a task that, like me responding in an email, that has to come from me. I'm the customer service. I know our company. I know our products. I know exactly what they do. I try to understand, and every day I learn if there's an issue that somebody has, I have to try to add that to my list of issues that people have to, so I can try to help them, overcome that. So anything that makes us appear that we're not genuine, that needs to come from us, so physical things like this show. We're not going to have two robots here talking to you about
Yes, we are.
automation and hard work.
I want a Big Sean Irish robot. That would be great.
But that's not going to happen. We're not going to make posts that, when something's going on that's live or something like that, that comes from us. We don't want to appear not genuine. We are genuine people. We have a genuine.
We truly care about our customers and our fans.
Do.
We try to help out. There's a lot of times where we'll get a phone call and someone's on a project and they'll send us their project file. We'll help them out. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with Rampant. And that's fine. We're here to help other video professionals out. It's all about just uplifting this entire community. And the thing is that our communities can be largely negative at times, and we're trying to change that. There's other people out there that are trying to change that as well. The BCPC, they're amazing. They're all about helping out. So just having an attitude of positivity and helping each other out is what we're all about. We're not the big evil companies. We're not the Netflix of this environment nonsense. We're just two people who think, and we think we make valuable products for people. Other people say that they are. So I'm not going to tout my own nonsense. We work every day to try to make your lives at least a little bit easier, and that's all we do. So automation is fine, like Stefanie said, as long as it doesn't take away from our being genuine. I mean, we are real. We are real people. We work real long hours. We get tired. We get happy. We get sad. We're real, and this is hard. Everything we do, it just compounds on one another. Right before the show, we're researching projects. Stefanie had to book like 900 flights because she's going to be teaching at Apple. The real Apple, not the Apple store. Cupertino
in
people.
Cupertino.
We're going to the mothership.
I'm teaching a class.
She's teaching a motion class. Yeah, we're going to the mothership. So, there's just so much going on all the time, right? So, we feel your pain when someone calls us up exasperated, and the answer is right in front of their face. We don't make fun of them. We don't laugh at them. We're like, hey, just take a deep breath, flip this thing, do that thing, or whatever it is they have to do, track mat, whatever it is, and then they're like silent. They're like, oh. And we don't make fun of them. We get it. You're just in the zone.
It's the blinder zone.
And you've been working 12 hours, 18 hours, whatever, and you just can't see the forest for the trees. So it's all good. It's all good.
We just try to help whenever we can.
Yeah. It's just about being real. And nowadays, I think if you're running a business, and all businesses rely on customers. So if you're running a business and you want to stay in business, I think you need to, pardon the expression, but, get up off your high horse and just be real and talk to your customers. I get some people who I used to know back in the day who write me and say, "What are you doing this show for? It's just kind of stupid." Well, yeah, I care about my customers. Every single customer is 100% important to me. Without you guys, without the fans and the customers, we don't have a company. So I don't know why that takes a brain surgeon to figure that out, but You guys are the most important people to us, and so when we get weird emails from people saying like, well, why waste your time doing this? It's not a waste of time. We absolutely love and adore the interaction we get with our audience. We love the positivity, and we like being a two-person company surrounded by these mega companies that have millions of dollars worth of ad budgets, and we're still here, you know. So, and it's all because of you guys. So yeah, automation for us, it's only good in small doses and for the right reasons.
We automate to make, if there's something that is a task that, like, we just found this out, we actually had our groceries delivered for the first time.
Yes.
This past week, and we don't.
Thanks to Tim David.
Actually, thanks to this our friend Tim David, he gave us the advice of a delivery service here that delivers from our Publix, which is very nice. And because we've been eating out because we don't have time to go to the grocery store. I love to cook, but I don't have time to. Like I said, it was literally 8:00 in the morning. I turned around and it was 11:00 at night, and I'm like, I haven't made a single meal today. We haven't eaten today. So it was so nice to automate that service or to have that service automate getting groceries. It's such a simple thing, but behind the scenes, us getting groceries doesn't affect the way the company runs or the way we come across to our customers. So automating that
You've actually taken customer service calls at the grocery store.
I have done that. Because we don't want to miss anybody.
No.
We understand we're such a small company and everybody's important. So it's something that we really care about. So having that automated service of someone going to get our groceries and bring them to us, I actually get to cook us really healthy food, not having to eat McDonald's or Taco Bell again for like the 100th time because we run out of time of hours in the day. So we automate. And yeah, Dave Balsucci just said I automate a lot with dinners. He uses Postmates. So, finding those things that you can take away, something that takes away the hours that's taking away from your company, that is a great thing. I think that's important.
That to us is working smarter. Your time is your most valued asset. You only have 24 hours in every single day, and we make use of most of those hours.
Yep.
I sleep 2 to 3 hours a night. Not good, not healthy. Don't recommend it, but that's just who I am because I'm always worried about the next thing and thinking of the next thing. But being able to remove tasks like shopping is great. I hate shopping. I absolutely hate it. I always get stuck behind the person in the grocery store who's on the right side of the aisle, and then they put their grocery cart, sideways and put it on the left side of the aisle, basically closing off the entire aisle. And that happens to me every single time. And I swear they look at me when they do it, just to see if I get a rise out of me or whatever. I'm just like, I'm always thinking I'm going to get punked or John Quinones is going to come around the corner with a big gimbal. I'm like, haha, what would you do? I'm like, dude, seriously. Enough. But no, it's great to thanks to Tim for that. It's great to just get away from that nonsense and just take that hour that the grocery store would take and be more productive. Paul Watkins said that I use your latest Premiere Pro presets plugins daily. That's awesome. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Paul.
He said, talk about your automation of delivery of your products via Amazon. Yeah, that for us, that's working smarter. There's a lot of people who do things on like Shopify or I don't even know all the Wix. I don't there's all these online stores which are great for products that are either physical that get shipped or very, very small downloads. If you have ever purchased or downloaded any of our content, you'll know that it's big. I will never sell you compressed nonsense. I give you ProRes. I'm not giving you MP4 files. I'm giving you legit as best as we can. I give you the R3Ds if people wanted it, but they don't. So, but my point is, like Paul mentioned, is we use Amazon S3 to automatically deliver, and it's scalable. So when I need more storage or more bandwidth, it just happens automatically. So for us, that's been a lifesaver because when we first started doing digital downloads, if more than 2 people were downloading at once, it crashed the website. I was like, something's got to change.
Yeah, so we had a question over there about how do we handle emails and calls during the day when you have to work?
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. It's hard to do a job while doing that.
It is. That's my responsibility as far as customer service goes. It is when you're in the groove of things. I don't tend to answer the phone. Not the phone. Answer emails. I always answer the phone. I always answer the phone. Because it's ringing and it drives everyone crazy and the cats and us. And so I do answer the phone. But as far as emails go, I tend to do emails basically 3 times a day. That's what I've sort of compartmentalized. I do them in the morning when I wake up. I do them at lunchtime, and I do them at dinner. So I try to get everybody in. That way
and you also jump in and around it. I see you checking
I
all the
do,
time.
but I try to keep, if I'm working and if I'm making like plugins, for instance, I want to stay in the zone, stay focused on that. So I try not to bounce back and forth because it becomes a distraction then instead of, it's kind of like Facebook as well. It's a big distraction as far as me checking Facebook all the time. So I have to turn all of that off, especially when I'm working. If I'm coding or any of that stuff, I can't be distracted. I have to stay focused. So I do morning emails. I try to do, lunch emails, and then I do dinner emails. And that's basically the only time we stop for each other as far as working. We basically only eat meals, and that's the only time we get.
That's also where we catch up on all the shows. When you're like, did you guys see Preacher or
like,
Mr.
not yet.
Robot?
We haven't had dinner yet.
It's really thirsty, Preacher. We watch that during our meals. So
yeah.
So we've got so many shows to catch up on. I really needed just a TV in the office, but it's really distracting. So, but yeah,
that was a great question.
That was a great question. Thank you for asking. It's one of those things where if there's, and actually the biggest distraction is for us conference calls. These things take forever, and they go on and on and on. In reality, I would say 9 out of 10 conference calls that we're on could be just removed with just a one
or
paragraph
shortened.
email.
Just shortened. I don't mind talking to somebody face to face because we've lost that in as far as this society and the emails.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I don't mind that.
But just let's make it shorter.
Yeah, there's just a lot of conference calls, and it's never a customer service thing. It's it's someone who wants to do something with us, or we get asked to do a lot. We're constantly asked to do tutorials for other companies, which is cool. When someone says, "Hey, Adobe told me that you do After Effects tutorials and Premiere tutorials," that's pretty cool that Adobe even knows who I am, and I'm pretty much invisible, so I did not realize that. That's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's just meeting after meeting after meeting on top of trying to do product creation, promotion. The shows. We have 3 shows a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. we've got a show. Every Monday at 4 p.m. we have a show. And there's preparation involved. At least now, everything's
We're good.
Fixed.
We actually sat down literally 15 minutes before the show started, and it was lovely.
Just fire up all the gear.
Just fired everything up, sat down, and went live. It was so nice. So yeah.
Dave Bolsusa says, "Can I hire you to do tutorials?" Sure. I don't know what you want me to do a tutorial, but I'd always want to work with Iographer. Love me some Dave Bolsudo. This is pretty crazy to watch Facebook on one side.
I know, it's
and
really crazy.
YouTube on the other. Facebook was losing. Now it's winning. Facebook's got more people than YouTube. It's a shame.
YouTube's breaking
the tubes.
free.
Come on, tubes.
The tubes.
So automation. If you can find ways of life hacking, as they call it nowadays, that's fine. But for me, the best thing to do is to just remove the menial tasks, like mowing the lawn is fun and it gets your mind free, but we just don't have the time, so I hire someone to do it. And they're a really nice family, and I like being able to. This is not a company. This is a guy and his wife.
And they actually bring their kids sometimes. Bring their kids
sometimes, which is, I think there's child labor laws against that, but
I like it because they're teaching them a good thing. No, they're teaching them a good thing that it takes hard work.
These are really great people, and I'm glad we can support them, and they're some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, and they're just crazy hard workers. So I'd rather give the money to them and then free up that time for us to do other things. I would say the only thing is our neighbors tend to always mow the lawn right before we're going to record a tutorial. It's like they know it.
Typically.
I hit ScreenFlow and it's like,
there's a leaf blower outside of our window. I'm like,
what happened? So
what are you doing? What are you doing?
So
automate any tasks that don't involve anything on the public front for your company.
Yeah, I got the worst advice ever when we started Rampant. The absolute worst advice I ever got, and coincidentally, this dude is not a friend of mine anymore. He told us that we need to shy away from Sean and Stefanie and be all about Rampant. So for the first several years, Rampant looked like a vending machine, and people compared us to the bigger companies out there. They're like, "Oh, you must be a big company." We're slowly undoing all of that damage now. The reality is, Rampant is just 2 people who really, really genuinely care about the industry and like to make useful products, or at least we hope they're useful. Stay genuine. Don't try to look like a big monolithic company. Nobody loves monolithic companies. They like to steal from monolithic companies, and unfortunately when that happens, it hurts us big time.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's next?
So our next topic would be talking about scaling your business.
This is a hard one for us.
This one is difficult, and we've been struggling with this. I'm going to just zoom this up just a little bit because I can.
Look at you. She's having
Excuse
fun
me.
with Wirecast, everybody. If you,
There we go.
Oh, we do get a lot of emails. We're using Wirecast right now to do all this stuff, and Stephanie's got this big iMac over here, and she's doing all the crazy fun stuff. Scaling your business for us, we're right in the middle of this situation where it's hard for us. I can't let go of my baby, if you will, the one that I'm not supposed to throw in the fire. I can't let my baby go, and it's just how it is. We are hiring. If you see Kevin McAuliffe in one of these audiences, we hire him all the time to do tutorials about software that I'm not a master in. He does all kinds of Avid tutorials. He's even done some Premiere tutorials from us. He does HitFilm, Resolve. The guy knows every software on the planet. It's kind of, he makes you feel, if you really want to feel bad about yourself, watch what Kevin does. He's just a master of everything. So in that respect, we hire out. But scaling up now, it's like, this is the first time that we're really looking at hiring out. I'm just so busy that if you know After Effects and you want to work for Rampant, you need to hit us up at jobs@rampantdesigntools.com. We're hiring. So if you're looking for extra work and you want to make some money, we're hiring. And we pay same day. So when you deliver something, there's no 120-day net nonsense. We pay you right away. But it's difficult. It's difficult to let go and say, okay, in order to grow this thing, I got to step down and not do it all. Right now, we do everything. And we're in that transition phase where we may actually bring other people on board as long as things stick within the brand. But we can't scale our customer service. It just means too much to us, and our products are so diverse and so difficult that these services don't understand. We get approached all the time about these call centers and these chat centers, but when we talk to them specifically about our products, they have no clue. And you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and that can get on social media, and someone's Rampant said this or whatever. It's like, no, we didn't. And what did this chat company say? Great, There's nothing wrong if you hire these companies and your products are simple enough that they get, but these companies just do not understand. They keep calling them plugins, and it's just a nightmare. So for us, scaling is difficult.
It is hard. We've been talking about this, and we're starting to do some partnerships with people and trying to sort of. We have an audience, and we've built this audience together, and it's very, very. It's in the universe. It's very small. So we're trying to build that universe out and incorporate other stuff. So
we've got 16,000 on Facebook, about 30,000 on YouTube. And that's great for us.
Yeah, but we're still very small. So we're partnering with other bigger companies like Dave Balsuto and Iographer, the great people over there. So we have some new things coming up as well that we're hoping that will help scale us and get more. People to know who we are, people to know who Rampant is, and who Sean and Steph are, so that we can build bigger and bigger. And that's what we're hoping for. It may not work. It may not pan out. But that's how we're trying. So we're doing all these things to sort of get bigger, but we're doing it very, very small increments. We're not trying to blow up really fast. We've tried that before and it didn't work. So now we've learned our lesson with, you can't go from 0 to 100 in one day. You just can't do it. You will be promised that. And people will promise you let's partner together and make $1 million in a month. Well, that sounds fantastic. Yes, let's do that. But in the reality, it doesn't work that way. It takes hard work and it takes time. So we're doing small partnerships with people that we formed bonds with and relationships with, and we trust them. We trust these companies. So, we're putting our brand into something that we actually like, instead of just putting it into a belief or a sort of an empty promise of, yes, we're going to make $1 million. So that's where we are now. And we have you'll be, if you're watching us here or on our Facebook, there'll be a big announcement that comes out probably within the next week or two, I'm thinking.
The one thing is almost ready today. So what we don't know. I'm just waiting. My phone is blowing up. My watch is blowing up.
So we have something big's coming out.
Something big is coming out, and I'm really, really, really stoked to be
excited.
a part of this. But I can't talk about it until it's official. And it's tough for us to partner with anybody because three times in our history, I don't know why I put 4 fingers up. I'm really, the tired is real. 3 times in just our 7 years, almost 7 years in this company, we've been ripped off big time. I think for, in some cases for literally tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And to this day, all three companies that screwed us over are still trying to do damage to avoid them being damaged. And it's a shame. So for us to try to partner with anybody ever again it takes a lot of faith and it takes a lot of trust. And the people that we're partnering with now, we love and use them we love and use their products on our own. They were never given to us. We've paid for them all outright, and I legitimately use their content. And they're also really great people. So if we get screwed over,
we're not going to.
We're not going to. But I might build a tree house and just never leave.
When you're building relationships and you're trying to scale, it's very important to know who you're investing in. You know, yes, they're investing in you, but they, you know, all these empty promises that they come out with, that's all they are. They're just empty. So if you know the people and you've built a rapport with them and you've sort of built up a relationship with them, you know how they are. If I would strongly suggest avoiding any deals that ever go, let's do this tomorrow. Come on, tomorrow. Do it. The time is ticking. Let's go now.
When the person starts off really kind and then starts getting really pushy. You know, there was one deal that we had at the second ink hit paper. The dude just turned into a nightmare, and he's kind of a karmic disaster. He's really just a bad human, and I don't say stuff like that lightly. I mean, he really screwed us over. I mean, enough to where it's just like, dude's gonna need like private security. I mean, I'm not happy with this person. So for us to formulate trust, and Dave Balsuto said it right here. He's an amazing mentor of ours. If you don't know who he is, he runs iOgrapher, and I would show you ours, but we're using it right now. It's essentially a case and handles for your iOS devices, and it's amazing. He has been a huge mentor to us and a huge resource for us. And like he said, you live and you learn. Yeah, it's true. Part of running a business is having the war wounds and the stories. You know, if I had to talk myself if I go back in time 6 years ago and say, hey, here's what you're going to run into, I wouldn't have believed myself. Like, come on, we're just two people making stuff. Why would there be such strife? But there absolutely is a lot of negativity so going back to scaling, we are slowly partnering with some really cool companies, and I cannot wait. I really just want to just say it, but I can't. So
we can't.
So we'll most likely talk about this on next week's episode. But some really big stuff, and that partnership is based on scaling as well. We're doing one thing, see how it works. Then we're going to do another thing, see how that works, and so on and so on. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we have some big things coming. We have some big companies that we're like Sean said, we're doing small stuff, and you grow from there. So it's not a sprint. It's a no. Yeah, that's right.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
It's a marathon. I got it right. I don't ever get anything right when it comes to sayings. I think I said yesterday something about 12 eggs and
I think she said something like a bird in one hand,
but
you can't lead him to water or something.
I'm not sure what I said.
Nope.
So I got that one right. So yeah, it's definitely a sprint, not a marathon. No. I messed it up.
You see?
I'm going to quit with that. But you understand what I'm saying. So deals and stuff and scalability is something that you should go out very slow. And that's what we've learned.
Yes.
And now we're sharing that with you.
Well, we learned that as well, because when we first started the live streaming, we were on Blab and it was terrible. And then we switched over to Facebook Live and had a lot of issues right off the bat. We 100% listened to you guys. So when we first did Facebook Live and there was a lot of streaming issues and there was some technical issues, we sat down and said, okay, we can't just say this is how it is. We have got to find a way to do it better. So we're slowly learning and scaling.
Yep.
And after talking with Dave and Rob and George, we realized that we just need to change everything up. One thing that I will tell all of you, that unless you have the most amazing wireless router, try to avoid doing any live streaming wirelessly. Every time you add a wireless thing to your stream, you're adding such huge amount of latency. So. Yep. When we do our tutorial right here, there's this massive 16-port gigabit switch, and everything in this room is hardwired. The camera, the laptops, everything. So we just, that's how we learned. So yeah, that's basically it for this week.
We have a question.
Oh, cool. Oh.
And yes, Paul, choose to walk and do it all, or run and do one thing poorly. So we agree with that.
We're always learning.
We're always learning.
I want everyone to understand, we try to make products for people because I've worked 20 years in Hollywood. I do now what I've always done, just on a bigger scale. everything else, the business, the live streaming, the shows, everything else that's outside of the actual product creation is a learning, is a lesson for us. We learn every single day.
We do.
Business is not easy. Life isn't easy when you're dealing with people and money. It's just how it is. People will say terrible things about your company who've never actually dealt with you, and it's hurtful. People say terrible things about you, and you've never interacted with them. There's brand loyalty. There's someone like somebody else, and they're just going to trash you, thinking that other company you're going to gain loyalty with them. It's a ridiculous mentality, but it happens every day. This is 100% all a learning situation for us. We truly have no idea what we're doing. What about promotion? Are you doing that, and how? What kind of promotion are you talking about? I mean, I cut all of our promo reels for all of our products. It's funny that you mentioned this. There's a company right now that I used to be a huge customer of, and then they decided to become a competitor for some reason and make really cheap knockoffs of what we're doing. The problem is they have crazy, stupid, deep advertising pockets. I mean, they are advertising all over the place, and they're targeting us like crazy. We just don't have that kind of advertising budget. We basically right now make what we would normally. Our income is good, but it's not crazy. I make what I always make as an artist, basically.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult for us to compete at that level. So if that's what you're talking about, I do rely heavily with 64 Marketing. That's Ronell Cross.
Yeah.
He's an amazing SEO expert, Facebook expert, YouTube expert. When we can afford him, we cut him a check and let him go buck wild to advertise us. But we basically just do Facebook sponsoring, social media advertising.
We're learning to do a lot of promotion ourselves, like through this tutorials. As far as we also are doing more things that are not our company direct tutorials, where you're not. We're giving away tips and tricks on how to maybe create an open that you see in a movie or an open that you see on TV. And then if it just happens to use something that Rampant would be good in, or there's an effect that they've used, it probably is Rampant effect, or if there's one that looks close to it, we'll add that in. So we have even stuff where we're just trying to build a community around our company and not just directly like hitting home to you that, yes, this is Rampant, you need to buy our products. We're more of, okay, well, that is, sort of our little, yes, the nucleus of our life is Rampant, but there's everything else around it that sort of builds in, kind of like a bicycle wheel, like there's all these avenues that go to the middle of the bicycle wheel. So we're trying that, and it's actually working. Our live shows where we went from having a couple hundred views to now on Facebook we had we're
averaging about between 6,000 and 8,000 views per
so
episode.
6,000 and 8,000 people are watching just us talk to you about business stuff, which is just amazing. So we're using that to promote ourselves and just people to become more aware of our company and who we are as the people behind the company. So yeah. And then you follow that question up with promotion that is not YouTube or Facebook. So
that's exactly right.
That's what we were talking about.
Here's the thing. In 2016 and going forward, you need to be reading Gary Vee or watching Gary Vee. He's very explicit about a lot of things, but there's one thing in particular. If you are doing any kind of business in 2016, you are now a media company. And your company is not designed to just beat your customers over the head, buy. If you notice, we're very passive. Unless there's a sale going on, we're very passive about our products. We're more about the community. And that's what's important. If you're supporting a company who all they do is constantly tell you to buy something and they have no community support and they could give a rat's ass about you, you really shouldn't be supporting them. I'm not saying you have to support us, although we would appreciate it. Keeps the lights on. But you need to find companies that you can truly reach out to, and they're 100% about you, and that's us. And Gary Vee is very explicit that that's something you really need to be paying attention to. Dave mentioned ad roll, buddy. I need to hire you to teach me that, or because every single ad, 100% of my ads on ad roll were rejected. So I don't have time in my life for that nonsense, so I just abandoned it. But if 23 times ROI is you're speaking my language there. Who wants stuff for life at $4.99? That's crap. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, and yeah, that is crap because you don't know what lifetime means. Is it your lifetime? Is it their lifetime? Are they actually updating content? when you go to a subscription model, see, that's the thing is you need to listen to Mark Cuban when it talks about subscription models. When you go to a subscription model, you have to balance your sole goal as a subscription model is to make sure you have more people signing up than retreating. And they said what the average lifespan of a subscription model per person is roughly 90 days. So every 90 days you have to do twice as many people coming in as leaving. So your goal is to only sell. You're not worried about making new stuff. You're just worried about getting more butts in the seats. So that's a really twisted way of making money, and the customer gets screwed. They're lured in under false pretenses that, oh, look, I only just pay this one thing and I never pay again. But then they have all these upcharges for additional downloads and different resolutions, and turns out most of it's crap. And it's like the dollar bin at Walmart. There might be a gem in there somewhere, but you're rooting through 300 copies of some awful show you've never heard of.
Yep.
So find the right people to support. If the company you're supporting is hidden away in some far off land and you never actually hear from them, and every once in a while you'll get some speech from the owner of the company like a dictator on a mountaintop, you might not want to support them. You're putting money into their pockets. Find little small businesses. Iographer is one of them. There's only 8 people in that company, and they're all amazing and wonderful human beings. Support them. Just do some research and find out who the people are before you give them your hard-earned cash.
Yeah, it's important.
So yeah, that's
good.
That's it. So for those of you watching, I don't need to tell you where to go. From now on, we're going to always be on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. For those of you who are listening to the podcast or catching this on the replay, in addition to Facebook and YouTube, you will find this on
runningrampant.biz. It's all about the biz.
It's all about the biz. So go to runningrampant.biz to catch this episode or any other previous episodes. This is episode 18. I can't believe we've done this.
Episode 18.
17 times. Good gracious. And so, yeah, that's it. And then tomorrow night, we have George Kennedy, who is the head of the District Creatives, the user group out in D.C., and we're going to talk to him about live streaming and video editing and running your own production company, and he's a Navy vet, too. Someone just said, Nova 6 Marketing said, hello, Rampant people, big fan. I finally caught a live episode. Great work, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching live. We love each and every one of you guys, and thank you so much for putting up with us.
Yeah. And we'll be back on doing Running Rampant again Monday at 4 p.m.
This show happens every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern right now during this time period. Every Monday. And, of course, you can catch us on runningrampant.biz. Tomorrow night, Rampant Live. Rampant Live is all about you guys. Everyone has a story, and we want to hear every single one of them. So if you want to be on the show, Paul Watkins. If you want to be on the show, email sales
at rampantdesigntools.com.
We want, if you work in video,
anybody,
we want to hear your story. And we've got someone from Ireland calling in soon. We've got a pretty famous director coming on soon. Can't talk about that yet either. But we have a very special guest. Most of you probably know who this person is. I'm not going to say any more, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
so
we want to hear everybody's story.
If you want to be on Rampant Live, not this show, but Rampant Live every Tuesday and Thursday, email me at sales@rampantdesigntools.com. I'll put you on the schedule. We would love to talk to you. It's really casual, really easy. It's just fun. It's sort of just a real casual talk about video production and what your story is, where you came from, your background, the people love to talk. People just want the real stuff. They want the real story. They don't want there's no advertising. We're not sponsored by anybody. It literally is just you telling your story and having fun talking to us. We
talk about life. We talk about production. We talk about favorite hobbies. Some people, our last guest was way into CrossFit. The one before that likes theme parks. It's cool. Paul Watkins says, your fans who watch you wouldn't mind a promo of your latest and greatest product. Maybe we could do that. I don't know. I just I don't want people to think we're just trying to lure you in to take your money. I want you to buy if and when you feel that it's necessary and that it works for you. We work really hard and we appreciate the support. But just as important as buying our products would be sharing the company. We have 4kfree.com that you can get 100 and something.
Yeah, a little over 100 free effects. Free. They're free.
I have to set a reminder when the live show is on. I guess the tail end is better than missing all of it. I think if you subscribe to us...
yes, you should get an alert.
So if you subscribe here on YouTube or over here on Facebook, you should get an alert. I know Paul Watkins said he got a YouTube alert. So make sure to hit subscribe, and we got to just ask people that every time. Just
Yeah.
make sure you subscribe to one or the other, or both, or something. And subscribe, click like. But yeah, that's
thanks
it.
for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And if you have any questions for the show, we do take questions off the air as well, and then we read them on the air and we answer them. So if you have any questions about small business, social networking, video production, you name it,
comment down there at the bottom. And we'll answer you on the next episode, and then catch us live as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to run rampant.